You're broke! You're fucking poor!
Have you ever noticed how the people with the least amount of money often have like the shortest fuses? And I mean just like no fuse. Not because they're bad people, not because they're stupid, not because they're soft. No. It's because they're tired. And I mean, they're like really tired. Like tired. Not I need a nap tired. Not I need a power nap tired. I'm talking like my life is an overdue bill tired. Okay? Because financial stress keeps our nervous system on super duper high alert. Because when we're broke, our brain is constantly doing survival threat assessment scanning. And every day is the same. We just wake up and our life just starts with another math problem. We just start rattling off the things that we know we have to start making happen. Well, rent, gas, groceries, car payment, credit card, phone bill, yada. You don't wake up and stretch. You wake up and you calculate what's to come. And when your life is a big old Excel spreadsheet, your emotions become a pop-up ad. And it sucks because then everything just feels like an attack on your life, you know? It's someone cuts us off in traffic that we want to kill. And that's not traffic. That's just abysmal disrespect to us personally. The boss sends us a short email. That's not efficiency. That's a threat with a HR meeting for 15 minutes coming up. Someone looks at us wrong at Target. Oh no, now it's personal. Because your bank account already looked at you wrong this morning. Because when you're broke, your brain isn't thinking about the future. Your brain is on panic alert and thinking, how do I make it and survive until this Friday? And that's not living. That is financial trench warfare. Your and people wonder why folks are just a little cranky and nervous in today's times. Because scarcity turns our nervous system into a big old smoke alarm. Because now everything is a big old fire. Milk went up 50 cents? Fire. Our, our car declined? Fire. Our kids need something new for school, as always? Fire. You're not reacting to any you're not reacting to the moment. You're reacting to the stack of issues that are compounding. Because it's never just one thing. It's one thing on top of other things that are on top of a lifetime of other things. And here's the part that nobody wants to admit. When you feel powerless in life, you try to feel powerful in small wins with your emotions. So people argue even harder, even about the small minutia bullshit. They get offended much faster about the littlest things. They turn small stuff into big stuff. Not because they love the drama, but because drama is the only place they still feel like they're being heard. The bank doesn't listen. The landlord doesn't listen. The job doesn't listen. The system doesn't listen. So now, only thing they do is yell at strangers on YouTube because at least someone's going to react. That's not anger. That's desperation wearing a hoodie. Because social media makes it all the more worse. Every scroll is a reminder of our failures. Somebody else is on a vacation. Somebody else got a new car. Somebody else is blessed. Somebody else is grinding successfully. Somebody else is manifesting their own abundance. Meanwhile, we're just manifesting rent. That comparison, that's emotional gasoline. But here's what I want all of us to hear, okay? Being broke doesn't make you weak. It makes us overloaded. How do I know this? Because I was a very sad angry little poor man who was angry at everything and everyone and would take it out at any chance I could to get a little bit of emotion out of my system and feel something like I won. Because that's the reality. The brain is just running on too many tabs. The fear tab, the shame tab, the stress tab, the hope that this doesn't work out tab. And then someone says one wrong sentence, one wrong thing, and your whole browser brain crashes. That's not personality, that's a pressure cooker. And now, on the other hand, people with money, they got some emotional shock absorbers. You had a bad day? Whatever. Rude person talks shit to you? Whatever. Because their nervous system knows, I'm gonna be okay. Broke people don't have that luxury. Their nervous system is saying, if one more thing goes wrong, this whole thing is gonna collapse. So yeah, they're a little easier to upset. And that's not because they're fragile, but it's because they're carrying more than you can see. So maybe instead of saying, why are people so sensitive? You know, that's always what why are you so woke? Why are you so not seeing the big picture? The real question is, how much pressure are people under that we never see? Because sometimes what looks like attitude is really survival mode on an empty gas tank. And you can't heal survival mode, right? You can only react. I mean, let me tell you, I've been there, I know. And when you get to that point, there is very little that you can do or say that's going to make you feel all right because your problems are still going to be there, your bills are still going to be there, the stress will still be there. And all you can do is feel helpless and not be able to feel like you're climbing out of this pit of shame, depression, and despair as you see your colleagues, your friends, random strangers do better than you. And it means nothing when people say, well, you have it good. I mean, look at the people in Gaza, look at the people in Sudan. Wow, yeah, so the people who are living in absolute hell, I'm supposed to be happy that I'm not there. That's just a cop out to just give some kind of feedback that I'm doing just a little bit better, but I'm being pushed to the limits and almost about to be squeezed through the cracks of society. And that's the real thing, that it's just the scarcity shrinks our mental bandwidth. There's no real research on scarcity mindset because when your money's tight, your brain has lot less capacity for being patient, for thinking long term. Everything is just 2 week, 3 week, 1 month, thinking. You're not emotionally regulated. There's no nuanced conversations. So all people can do is just become more reactive, they become more defensive, they become more sensitive to disrespect. I know some people like that. Or they're more likely to see neutral stuff as hostile. So it's like driving with the gas light on and your check engine light on at the same time. Not a good combo. This also leads to you having a big ego with the feeling of powerlessness. That often leads to just hair trigger emotions. And that's when people feel stuck, broke, and disrespected by life. And then they try and reclaim control emotionally. And they do this by overreacting. They are easily offended. They turn everything into a personal slight. They argue online with anyone and everyone. And they love to get loud about small stuff. It's one of the few areas that they feel they can still win. And the social comparison, like I said, makes it worse because in 2026, all we're seeing on social media is people going on vacations, buying new cars, being a successful influencer, having a successful hustle, and even fake wealth. So broke people are just constantly reminded of what they don't have. And this creates just a terrible feedback loop of feeling shame, resentment, envy, and low grade anger all day, which often just spills sideways into just stupid stuff that they're just love to argue over. And why people with stability are really harder to rattle? Again, we have emergency funds, we have predictable income, we have lower overhead, we have more autonomy over our time. And when you have these things in place, you have more emotional shock absorbers. Like I said, someone's rude, so what? Someone's annoying, so what? Someone has a bad day, we all have bad days. We have a better mindset about things. People can say, the people with this kind of mindset can say, you know what, whatever, I'm good. You're obviously having a bad day, bro. It's sorry. Broke people can't do that. They just have problems that stack on top of every other problem and it just compounds. So just realize this, okay? Because I was once you. Being broke doesn't make you a bad person. But chronic financial stress makes people more reactive, more emotional, and a lot easier to upset. And it's not because we're weak, it's because we are under constant invisible pressure. Okay? So I hope you guys can relate. I hope you guys think about this next time one of your friends makes a big expletive deleted mess and wants to blame you for all of their problems and wants to try and silence you because you said something that went way too far. That was just a joke. So, anyways, I hope you guys do better. I hope you have a good week. I hope we stop feeling so broke and yeah, let's just keep going forward. And if you found this interesting, if you want to talk more about why people feel the way they do when they are in these kind of positions, hey, consider smashing the like button and subscribing for more content. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace.